Welcome, everybody, to the Journeymen Lounge podcast.
You better be praying to God because, you're 14 and losses in a row. You're going to need Jesus.
Am I wrong?
I thought you were pretty wrong, yeah.
And welcome to the Journeymen Lounge podcast. This is episode 110, part 2, or part 2. We're back with Adam. We got a classic right now, movie review. This is one that we both decided on with Adam getting back in town. Check out part 1. We just fucking chop it up about a bunch of different stuff sports-wise. I got a weird hair around my mouth. Good way to start the episode.
Good thing you're growing that out.
Yeah. So this was something that we didn't even have to think about it. We just were like Spaceballs, right?
Oh
That's
my God,
what
yeah.
we're doing, and then.
And I don't know if Bobby and I ever want to get into it, but if they wanted to do Spaceballs, thank you for not doing it because we talked about this long ago.
For sure. I mean,
so if it got thrown in your guys' zeitgeist, I appreciate the weight on the movie.
Yeah, I mean the Journeyman Lounge has been around for a couple of years now, and Spaceballs and I guess the process of picking a movie. A lot of times the guys are just like, this is one I've been having in the chamber for a while, and I just pulled the trigger. This is ready to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes we dibs them, and I'm going like, hey, I'm going to be doing this one at some point, so don't even think
Hey,
about
no, fuck
it.
that, man. I dibs that shit 2 weeks ago.
I mean, we could fight to the death if somebody really wants to have semi-pro. You want to fight to the death.
That can be your part 3.
So semi-pro is one of those where I'm like, I'm doing it, and they were like, we're good. I don't need to. I was like, okay, fuck you guys. But yeah, so it's a dibsing process, or sometimes it's just completely out of the blue. It's just like, hey, I was thinking about this one, and then everybody is definitely on board. I will say for the Journeyman Lounge podcast, I am our in-house Mel Brooks aficionado. I fucking love Mel Brooks.
You do.
I love, honestly, all of his work. In terms of the movies, kind of space, because anybody who doesn't know, and I think I maybe mentioned this in the Young Frankenstein episode, that was the first Mel Brooks movie we did. Mel Brooks started as 1940s variety show writer for television shows. I wish I could pull up one the Sid Caesar Hour and things like that. He was a writer for those shows behind the scenes, and then in the 70s he started getting into producing films. He has a production company, and then obviously stars and writes and produces and directs rather. Again, that is really the era of Mel Brooks that I'm really fucking loving, and we're gonna do every single movie that Mel Brooks has either directed and or starred in at some point throughout.
How many is that?
I believe it's at 13.
Oh, that's not that
It's
bad.
a big catalog. It's not a huge
more.
catalog, but it's, again, I'm only doing, directing, writing, and then starring in because, again, I feel like there's some other ones that he's, just credited. It's, part of either, hey, this is, something that I did, or, I have a writing credit on, but then it's well, there's no Mel Brooks, stamp on it.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the ones that are, these are a Mel Brooks film.
Hit the style of his and how
has
he,
a lot of similarities and stuff like that. So that's kind of that era that I definitely will go through from the 70s up until, they're coming out with Spaceballs 2 now, which we'll talk about the spin-off prequel sequels kind of area later in the episode. But let's get into Spaceballs is a space parody film that obviously is directly related to a Star Wars ripoff.
100%.
And I say ripoff meaning that it's just doing the same stuff, same plot lines, and they're just putting a funny spin on it. And I like that it's obviously widely known. Mel Brooks went to George Lucas to go hey, is this cool that we do this? You know what I'm trying to do. It's right there. And the only stipulation was Mel Brooks could not sell any merchandise because Star Wars kind of had the market on everything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that, which makes that scene so much funnier.
Yeah, definitely so. And the merchandise part for Star Wars is obviously that is almost a multi-hundred million, if not billion-dollar enterprise at this point.
You got $50 of it right there.
There you go. Exhibit A.
My wallet is also Star Wars.
Exhibit A there. And you're a big Star Wars fan, too.
I'm
obviously,
huge Star Wars
I
nerd.
think this definitely falls right in line with you. But let's start with, I'll get to the synopsis in a second, but let's start with your experience with the movie, because this came out in 1987.
So I got introduced to this movie with my family.
Okay.
And I don't really remember exactly when.
Sure.
It just turned into that movie where it's like you see it on TV, it's on. You don't keep going through the guide. You just hit OK, let it roll. We did have a DVD player back then, 6-disc changer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got six discs loaded up.
That was
LRB.
that was always in there.
Okay.
And then as I got older, I started watching it just so much more. Not like college where I was watching like Remember the Titans like every Wednesday. That was gnarly.
You had a standing appointment for Remember
yeah,
the
dude,
Titans.
I swear to God.
6 o'clock, Remember the Titans.
Hey, sometimes people would have come by. Sometimes they wouldn't.
Okay.
But it's
So
just
you
turned into one of my
weren't-
favorite movies.
Right, so you weren't watching it though, like as frequently in college, and then would you say probably after college, it then?
Yeah,
made
I
it
would say
back way?
I'm 33 now, so maybe like 24, 25 is when
Okay.
I started like really enjoying
Sure.
everything about cinema,
Yeah,
so
I
to
get
speak.
you.
Like not just watching it to laugh.
Right.
Um,
You're picking up on more ways that things are shot, and I didn't notice that in the beginning and stuff like that. I would say it's very similar for me. The only thing is that it's a little bit more constant for me. Like saw it definitely in the mid to late 90s because it is a very PG almost. I think it is technically a PG-13, but they do use the word "fuck" in it.
When?
And
they dropped one.
yeah, at the very end where the self-destruct button. Fuck.
Oh yeah,
Even in the future, nothing worse. Which we'll get to. You'll get a fucking prime.
which is
row.
what made it PG-13 because
I think
it could only be one.
I think it's like one is good if you swore another time,
I think
and there's like a shit like like a couple other very soft swears I would say. So like maybe again I would have to check. I mean, is it PG? It is PG. Yeah. So it's PG with
so
a fuck.
You're allowed one F-bomb.
You're allowed one F-bomb, and
One
they used
F-bomb.
it perfectly.
They did.
So
Wait until the end.
this would be something that like I probably got with the family rental or something like that, late 90s, and then this would be something that again would be a constant rotation between like a couple of Mel Brooks films, like for sure, like History of the World, Blazing Saddles, and Spaceballs for me are like, I'm not gonna say top 3, but like just more frequently viewed. I want to see if I'm forgetting any other bigger name like that. But the constant thing of like from 90s up until now, I mean, this is something I watch at least once a year. I consistently quote it. It's just something that I'm always frequently going back to, and this is why again we for sure are like just kind of on the same wavelength of like love the style of comedy. It's a parody, so it's in your face about what it's trying to do, and so you can just kind of sit back. It's like an hour and 27. Let's see, what do we got here? Get to the right page. Hour 36. So it's fucking right there. Hour and a half comedy, 90-minute comedy is fucking great. Let's do the. I'm gonna let you take the synopsis. So you know this movie, I know front and back. So just give like the kind of like the IMDb paragraph where you're just like, these are the main people you got to know, and then what they're doing through.
All right. So we have Lone Star, played by Bill Pullman, who's like the Han Solo kind of character.
Yeah. Also do that. Yeah.
You have Dark Helmet, which is played by Rick Moranis. That's your Darth Vader. Yoda is Yogurt, played by Mel Brooks. Dot Matrix is C-3PO, voiced by Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
George Weiner plays Colonel Sanders, spelled Sandurz. I love that so much. That's so funny. John Candy plays Barf.
Like the Chewbacca.
And then
you have Daphne Zuniga as the Princess Leia. She's Princess Vespa.
Yep. Tim Russ is the trooper that we will get to during one of the scenes. And then Michael Winslow, same deal.
Sure, yeah. We'll go through the cast a little bit more. So like just kind of explain like the what does the Lone Star and Barf character, what do they have to do with the princess basically?
So Princess Vespa is getting married to Prince Valium, and then Spaceballs kidnap the princess because they want to blackmail King Roland to give them all the air because they have this big protective shield around their
yes,
planet.
there's a Spaceballs. One is
Yeah.
like this floating planet, very similar to the Empire.
Yeah.
And they are running out of oxygen on this because it's a ship. So they need to find air.
They're living off of canned air.
And Druidia, the planet, has this, again, protective shield that keeps all of the air in, so they have infinite amount of air, and nobody can steal it until they concoct this plan to steal the princess.
Mm-hmm.
Lone Star and Barf have to then save the princess. And then what would you say kind of like after that they're like stranded on the moon of Vega?
So before that,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
They save the princess only because they need $1 million space bucks because they're in debt to Pizza the Hut.
Jabba the Hutt.
Which
yeah.
I never even, I can't believe this. I think it was like 3 years ago where I just, oh yeah, Pizza Hut.
Yeah, you didn't get that?
No.
Oh, it's fucking right there.
It was so, yeah. Oh, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Sucks to suck sometimes.
I guess so. So yeah, so they need the $1 million. They're like, again, they're like marauders. They're like,
yeah.
You know, hey, however we can get a quick buck or whatever. And then they are basically then telling King Roland, we'll save her for $1 million. They end up
infiltrating Spaceball 1, just like the Millennium Falcon kind of dealio.
And we'll just say, just for the shortened version, because we're going to go into scenes and stuff like that, they end up saving the princess.
Of course.
And then they last very like little twist or whatever, love twist is Lone Star is actually a prince because his royal heritage, and he didn't know that, and then he's able to marry Princess Vespa and fall in love and all that.
He kind of turns into like a Luke Skywalker kind of character by the end.
Again,
and the Force is called the Schwartz, which
come up.
Just like, Force Schwartz.
Yeah, I think, again, it's just like it's so evident to like, hey, this is parodying Star Wars, but then they also have a couple other space sequences in there that, again, just nodding to homages to other movies. But I would just say, again, like that's the general thing. Like think of Star Wars, but like a true, like we are making fun of the fucking everything here. So
always.
Let's get into the scenes. We're going to kind of just, go chronologically as much as possible. I got a lot of notes, and we're going to put up during the quotes section. It's going to be quote overload. Get ready. I don't care. It's a fucking awesome movie. Yes. I mean, we just got to start. It's like, again, it's so to the T of Star Wars that they even do the crawl, the opening credit scene.
Oh, and like when Spaceball, like the ship goes by.
Yeah. You have the what the bumper sticker says?
We break for nobody.
Yeah, we break for nobody. I like that. It's just kind of like a little ditty right there. I actually like, this is one thing where it's very also reminiscent to Alien, which we just reviewed in 109. They have like this panning shot of Planet Spaceball or Spaceball 1 is like their giant ship that is literally, it's just comically, it just keeps going and going. It's like, I don't know, maybe like a minute and a half of just shit. But it looks, again, very reminiscent of how the Nostromo, the ship in Alien, is kind of panning by to show its sheer size. So I like it. Again, it's like actually shot like dumb, but then it's like add a little comedic twist.
So with the ship, I swear to God, I watched it right before I flew out here.
Uh-huh.
I think I only saw one set of guns on that ship. So you got like two little pew, 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 like just like this massive I never saw that before.
Maybe they're just thinking nobody's gonna fuck with Planet Spaceball.
We only got two little guns.
I like really just anything involving the Eagle 5, which is Lone Star and Barf's ship, which is essentially a Winnebago turned into a spaceship. With wings. I fucking love that. Little ditties here and there. Princess Vespa is in their Mercedes S-Class spaceship. And she's jamming out to music, and she's got the Princess Leia hairstyle, but it's actually headphones. That she Like, what? Are you saying something to me? After Princess Vespa basically also runs away from her wedding. She doesn't want to marry Prince Valium. That's what allows Spaceballs to capture her. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm just going to keep shouting out little tiny ditties as we're kind of getting into it. Because of the air situation, Perrier, Perrier is a type of water brand. And President Scroob, which is also played by Mel Brooks, is just taking little hits of it. And he's like, oh, God, that's good stuff, And it's supposed to be an air shortage, so obviously President is just getting some.
And he inhales like it's cocaine.
Yeah. I will also say, it gets me every time, the President Scroob salute is doing this. And then a little wave at the end. That's So fucking funny. That's it for my kind of little ditties, but like there are a lot of scenes that I look at of like these are just because of the quotes being so good, or like the little thing, because realistically in this movie, I don't, besides the panning shot, which again even turns comedic, I'm not really looking at any scene going like, wow, that's like really cool, like cinematography wise or whatever. It's just kind of like the scenes are so funny. That's why I remember them more. So again, we'll get into the table reads with that, but throw out something in like maybe the first 30 minutes. You got anything that's like, again, something sticks out
from scenes?
Scenes, yeah.
For sure. Right when Dark Helmet walks in for the first time, and he's like 5'2" because it's Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
His tie looks like a set of balls and a wiener hanging down.
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous. And then all the guys, all the Spaceballs, like are all like super super scared. They don't know what's going on, and that leads into the going over your helmet. But what I like about that opening scene is they kind of show you everything right away and don't leave you guessing.
Sure.
But with that, I definitely want to dive into what is he doing to their nuts.
Yeah, we'll say that for picking Nits and others at the
okay,
end. Yeah,
that's
we'll
what I was going to do too.
It's hard-hitting questions. We'll definitely discuss that soon.
Has to be talked about.
Yeah, I would say the times that you said like breaking of the fourth wall was not maybe your favorite. I enjoyed the couple times that they did it throughout the movie. So like they run into Rick Moranis into Dark Helmet with the camera as they're like zooming in for a close up, hits him, has him fall away. They show kind of the behind the scenes crew where they're in the lightsaber fight at the end, and he gets chopped in half and then falls down. And then there's another time or two where Rick Moranis turns the camera, is like, "You got that?" Like
that was the only one, and it's probably because it's the first one.
Sure.
But we talked like that set up the real big fourth wall. It's
kind of like, I think just a thing for time to just go like, we're going to tell you exactly what's happening right now, so we don't have to do exposition on it and get it out of the way.
Yeah,
I like it. I like to kind of fast track it because, again, I'm not watching Spaceballs for like the plot needs to be very interesting and thorough. So I enjoyed that, and it wasn't it took me too far out of it. I got, as you get into kind of some of these scenes, like the Yogurt's planet, the desert, the moons of Vega, is like the training of Lone Star because he has the power of the Schwartz somehow. And you have kind of, again, the classic like Yoda Skywalker training scene. He's lifting up a giant statue of Yogurt. And also, just for context, Yogurt in this is a small gold, like, again, trying to be Yoda, but like small gold, wrinkly,
like glittery.
And they have Mel Brooks, who is a full-size human being, just sitting on his like knees, and you're like, okay, man, with the little shoes on the knees.
Oh my god,
it's just hilarious visually. But as they go through, I mean, the merchandising of like, again, Yogurt kind of being like, well, we got to make profit off of this for sure.
Yogurt the lunchbox.
I got the scene, or I got the quote right here. Where is it? You throw out one while I'm looking for that, because I have the. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I got it. Merchandising. Spaceballs a T-shirt. Spaceballs a coloring book. Spaceballs a lunchbox. Lunchbox. Spaceballs the breakfast cereal. Spaceballs the flamethrower. The kids love this one. Combing the desert. I mean, this one
So with that scene though too, like the cereal says like 100% sugar on it.
Yes, yeah.
The flamethrower was like, quote, safe for children.
Yeah.
Like it says that on there too.
They're just making fun of that even more.
Yeah.
Combing of the desert. I mean,
Combing of the desert.
Such a fucking little great one. President Scroob tells Helmet to comb the desert for Lone Star and Barf and the princess. Now, do you have the quote? I got it right here. If we want to,
I do not have that quote.
Okay, we can go back and forth on this one right here.
Oh, the table read version of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even a table read. It's just like two lines back and forth. But
oh no, I don't have that.
It's fine. I'm just gonna go with told to comb the desert. So I'm gonna do Helmet, and then you do the last one basically. So I'll just do it, and you do the last line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just do it. I'll do Colonel Sanders too. It's like, comb the desert. Sir, are we being too literal? We were told to comb the desert, so we're combing the desert. And then he goes to one guy's, found anything yet? Nothing yet, sir. How about you? Nah, not a thing, sir. What about you guys?
Man, we ain't found shit.
It's just fucking like it's such like a fun like they have comically large fucking combs and like going through. I'm just like it's almost too on the nose, but I still get a chuckle out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's line at the end is so fucking good. Man, we ain't found shit.
They put the black guy on the fro pick.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So let's go into just a couple ditties. The fast forwarding scene. They are.
Oh yes. The Ludicrous one.
I meant the so there is the fast forwarding.
The fourth wall break.
Fourth wall break of there's trying to figure out where the princess is, and they are going into VHS. They're in the future. They have movies available even before they're done being made. So they put in the tape, fast forward past the first hour of the 30 minutes of the movie, and then you go fucking into like they're at now, and it's just like everything you're seeing now is happening now, and they just keep going back and forth about like, okay, can we go back? Oh no,
we just missed it. When? Just now.
Yeah, it just keeps going back and forth between like, okay, we're watching ourselves at this point in the movie. I love it. I think it's fucking one of the most ingenious ways to go. Like
fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
All right, what else? Throw out another one here.
So back to the dark helmet kind of entrance a little bit when he goes to Mr. Coffee and Mr. Radar.
Yeah,
he always has to have his coffee before he watches Radar.
Yeah,
and like he puts the coffee in, and like no one ever. How is he even drinking the coffee out of that fucking helmet? First off, it's like a tooth.
Oh,
like
he does it. Like, he does it through the grate.
Yeah.
Right?
So how does it even get it? But then he goes, hot, too hot, and then he spits it out, and that's like, that's me. Like that's what I do.
It's a literal spit.
I do that at home. I don't spit out my coffee.
No,
I just burn the shit in my mouth. But I'll say hot, too hot.
I mean, Rick Moranis is, I think, easily one of the saving graces. Not that it needed a saving grace, but like it is nothing without.
He's
Rick
unbelievable.
Moranis. Unbelievable. Speaking of Dark Helmet, he fucking is playing with dolls, like again, more merchandise from the thing, and like this is how it should be. He's like, oh, Dark Helmet, your helmet is so large and big. And obviously, again, you got to in the first not title scene, but like the cover art. I'll put it in. He has a fucking huge, massive dome piece. And it obviously just looks exactly like a penis. Like there's no ifs and buts. It looks like a giant dick.
And then Rick's head is super tiny inside that helmet. He's wearing glasses behind. It's just, it's fantastic.
And so he's playing it out, and he's doing the voices of it. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing over here? Oh, the same thing I'm going to do to you, big boy." And he's like fucking like a 4-year-old playing with it. And then Colonel Sanders jumps in. He's like, "Sir, President Scrooge needs you on the bridge immediately." He's like, "All right, I'll be there. Knock next time. Knock." He's like, "Did you see anything?" "No, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls again."
I think he said good.
Oh, good.
Maybe.
Yeah, I fucking just. I also put here like just the last like 35-ish minutes of this is just chef's kiss. It's just like they just keep hitting.
Yeah, it comes like really, 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 really fast.
It's just like but it's also just like every scene you're like, that's fucking great. I love that. That's awesome. Like in the first like maybe like hour, there's a couple scenes here and there where you're like, all right, like let's get on to the next part, like some of the wedding and stuff like that. The Prince Valium piece where like I get that they had him in there, but I was also like, we could just expedite this and do something else. Self-destruct sequence at the end is like, it is a like very much like, here is what a self-destruct sequence is if you think of it like a 5-year-old. You hit a button and then it counts down and then you like, okay, we have to hit the whatever the fuck it's called, deactivate the self-destruct fucking mechanism or whatever, and they're scrambling to do it. The ship obviously fucking blows up to pieces. The final like scene of like the diner in which they're like kind of like after they didn't take the $1 million, we find out. They only took $248 for taxes, for tolls and gas.
Good for them.
So you find out they didn't take the $1 million. They're at the diner hanging out, and then the perfect like homage to Alien. It is actually John Hurt, who plays Kane in Alien, which we just reviewed in 109. He has the almost same xenomorph baby fetus, whatever, pop out of his chest. They do kind of the same thing. I'll just do the quote right now because it's fucking great. And your 2 lines in that, Adam, are just simply, if you can see this, let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Here we go.
Go gadget.
Here.
Eyeballs.
So if you can see it, you're just girl and guy too.
Okay.
So again, they're like having dinner and at this diner, and they're just talking, shit about a couple guys just hanging out, like talking shit. And this guy just starts in. He's like, "We were lost. None of us knew where we were. And then Harry began feeling all the trees. And he said, 'I got it. I think we're on Pluto.' And I said, 'Harry, how can you tell?' He said, 'From the bark, you dummies.'" And then right then, John Hurt is laughing, starts to convulse, and then,
"Is he all right? Bring this guy some water.
Water my ass. Get this guy some Pepto-Bismol." It's so fucking great.
And they pan the camera, so when he comes to say the Pepto-Bismol line, he jumps into the shot.
Yeah. And then you have the alien popping out, and in Alien, it just wreaks fucking havoc. It's trying to fucking kill people and all that shit. And this, it does.
The Monopoly Man meets Broadway.
Yeah, it's called "Oh My Baby." I think it was. I don't know exactly where the derivation is of that. What I just said, "Hello, My Baby" by Joseph Howard. I think it's probably just something that guy created back in the 40s or whatever,
for sure.
And then it's just been done. And again, it's a pretty known song. But I don't know again if that he was the actual singer of that in this, or that just was it's credited to Joseph Howard.
That would be kind of cool.
I'm good on scenes. Let's kind of get into some of the quotes. I think it's good to just knock those out and then kind of circle back with cast here. The table read is kind of where I want to start, even though I got a couple other before that. The warning shot scene, so we're going to go to that one.
Okay.
And that is as they're closing in on Princess Vespa, they are the homing device. No, what is it called? Tractor beam. Tractor beam is trying to basically take her ship, and then Spaceballs is trying to. Lone Star is trying to save Princess Vespa by getting into the tractor beam. So they're starting by basically "Hey, we're right behind you. And we want to tell you we're fucking here." So, I'm Colonel Sanders, right?
Yeah, I'm Helmet.
Okay. All right. Princess Vespa's spaceship within range, sir.
Good. Fired a warning shot across her nose.
And then lasers fired.
Careful, you idiot! I said fire across her nose, not up it.
Sorry, sir. I'm doing my best.
Who made that man a gunner?
And then another guy pops up. I did, sir. He's my cousin.
Who is he?
He's an asshole, sir.
I know that. What's his name?
That is his name, sir. Asshole. Major asshole.
And his cousin?
He's an asshole too, sir. Gunner's mate, first class Philip asshole.
How many assholes got on this ship anyhow?
And this is perfect. Every guy just jumps up. Yo!
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes. Keep firing, assholes!
And that's I was hoping you were gonna do that. So the beauty of Rick Moranis' character is that he's kind of the nerdy guy here and there, and then he puts on the helmet, and he turns into the Darth Vader voice.
Yeah.
I love that he flips out of it all the time. It's so fucking great. I don't remember if the radar jam scene. I don't know if that was before. I think it was right after that, because they have her in the tractor beam, and then Lone Star jams jams the their communication so that they can scoop in, save the princess. So I think this happens right after it. We'll just go right to the radar scene. So let's go down to the right page, you dumbass. Here we go.
All right, I'm Colonel Sanders.
You are going to be Colonel Sanders, and I'm going to be Radar, played by Michael Winslow. You're Colonel Sanders and Helmet.
Okay.
All right, so again, they just had the jam. They jammed it. Well, you'll find out exactly what happens in a second. And then the radar starts to fuzz out. But keep in mind, Michael Winslow is an expert at sound, basically being a sound ventriloquist. He can do any sound pretty much. He's very famous. Check him out. and the screen starts to fuzz out. He's doing every single sound in this clip. So there's nothing that he's doing, and you'll see what I mean in a second. All right, let's go ahead. I'm sorry, I'll start. It goes, shit. Sir, can I talk to you for a minute, please, sir? I'm having trouble with the radar. And he's talking into a microphone, like a pager thing.
You don't need that, Private. We're right here now. What is it?
I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
Now what is it?
I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
What's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what? The what? And the what?
You know, the bleeps. Boop, boop, brr, boop, brr, boop, brr. The sweeps. And the creeps.
That's not all he's lost.
Wait, sir. The radar. It appears to be jammed.
Raspberry. There's only one man who would dare give me raspberry. Lone Star.
And then this is the one where it pans in, it closes up on helmet, and it fucking knocks him over. Fucking love that. Let's keep chugging along here. I'm just going to throw out, again, a couple more that happened just a little bit before that. When Barf is like, he's a Mog, he's a half man, half dog. I like that line, though. He's like, I'm a Mog, half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend. He also is like, you want a little snack? You know, hair of the dog, and he's eating a milk bone.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking love that. With Pizza the Hut, and then he's got this right hand, like
Vinny.
right hand man. There you go. Words are hard. Vinny, and he's like, hey Vinny, what? Like they call him on the thing to basically like, hey, you owe me $1 million. He's like, hey Vinny, what do you want? And I love this line. He's just like, no. It's not what I want. It's what he wants. And then it pans over. Pizza the Hut is literally exactly as you imagine it. It's a fucking pizza.
Yeah. Jabba the Hutt in pizza form.
Yeah.
And then he goes, or else pizza is coming for you. And he does that weird hand thing.
As Rudy DeLuca, we'll talk about Cast on Bit. Go ahead.
Colonel Sanders, when they're about to go into Ludicrous speed. Prepare ship for Ludicrous speed.
Yeah, and we have that, right, with the I think you said you had the reading, table read on that with the full script. Did you say you were able to find that online?
Oh, I have the quote following that, but it's not like the full table read. But he's like, oh wait, I don't have that. That was for, I have another quote for the Combing the Desert.
Okay, go ahead with that, and we'll circle back to the Ludicrous.
But it kind of sets it up too, because like he's always preparing for things, and so when they're in the thing ready to go, he's like, "What are you preparing? You're always preparing. Just go. Just go. Yes, sir." And then Kirk's like, "Shouldn't you sit down?" And then they go, and Helmut gets absolutely launched into the back of the thing.
Yeah, I like that. That's in the Combing the Desert. The Ludicrous speed. I'd say we just do kind of our favorite lines. We don't have to go through and read the whole thing there, but I'll just kind of set it up. I'll try and go with as much as I can of it, where they're looking at him at Lone Star, like the Eagle 5, they're about to close in, and they jump to hyperspace. So Rick Moranis was like, all right, prepare to fire, prepare attack on 3. 3, 2, and they shoot off. He's like, what happened? Where'd they go? He's like, looks like they jumped to, they must have hyperspace on that thing. And what do we have on this thing? A Cuisinart? Find them, catch them. And then they're like, all right, prepare for light speed. He's like, no. Light speed's too slow. We need ludicrous speed.
We've never gone that fast before, sir.
Yeah, what are you, Colonel Sanders? Chicken. Right after that, then it is.
Oh, that was also one of those situations for me that I found much later on in life.
Oh,
the Colonel Sanders chicken, dude. Like, I just have trouble with the restaurant food references.
Well, you don't think about it, and then you're like, oh, chicken. Yeah. Well, that's also like
what are you gonna
3 years ago? You said you found that.
I mean, this falls in that realm.
Sure. And then he's like, Colonel Sanders again. Spaceball 1 is so huge. The reoccurring kind of gag is that they're like, all right, close the 3-ring circus. Close all shops on the mall on floor 7, 5. And then he's just like, ludicrous speed, go. It's like Rick Moranis holding on for dear life because he didn't sit down or buckle up. Oh, I like that one. I'll do that for he's like, sir, shouldn't you buckle up? Buckle this. Ludicrous speed. Go. Starts flying off. And do you got the Colonel Sanders one? I'll set it up and then you do it. He's like, stop this thing.
Yeah.
We passed them. Stop.
We can't stop. It's too dangerous.
Bullshit. Stop. And then he pulls the emergency lever.
He's like.
Rick Moranis fucking flies straight into like a paneling underneath another control center thing. And they pick him up. He's like all disheveled and shit. And they're like, sir, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. How are you? It's like, what would you like us to do, sir? Well, did we stop? Yes. It's like, all right. How about everybody take a 5? Smoke if you got 'em.
And then his helmet is like,
it's
fully.
crushed
It looks like a pop balloon.
Yeah. Ludicrous speed though is so fucking great.
Ludicrous. Oh, and then when they do go to ludicrous speed, because light speed, it's always you get those like light streams coming across. Yeah. So when they catch up to
Lone Star,
and then when they go over them, it's plaid, and so Barf is like, they've gone to plaid.
Yeah, they've gone so fast they fucking go through a different fucking. I don't even know what that is. Different
the fourth dimension. That's like that Interstellar. I know.
Yeah, it's something. It's something with that. But it's a great play on that. And the scene I want to actually just revert back to real quick. So again, making fun of Star Trek, Star Wars, and all that shit. They do a little teleportation, beaming up instead of Scotty, it's Snotty. And so President Scroob is like, I don't know, is it safe? And then the woman, I always like this line. I don't know why. She's like, yes, of course it's safe. Snotty beamed me twice last night. It was amazing. Some shit like that. But so they teleport him, and he puts his head on backwards. So like it reverses his head, and they go. He's like, why didn't anybody tell me my ass was so big? There's one more. He's also just before that. He's like, all right, what the hell? I'll take a shot at it. What the hell? It worked on Star Trek. Just like again. Pointing it out. I fucking love that. When he gets transported back though, like, and now his head is back on straight, he's like, no, I'll just walk. And he walks right through the door into the fucking next room is the thing.
One sliding door.
Yeah, fucking love that.
The luggage.
Yeah.
The luggage scene.
So Princess Vespa is just like a royal pain in the butt. So she is always like, I need my luggage, my royal match luggage or whatever the fuck, which is like all this, 5 to 7 bags of it. And one's housing like an industrial strength hairdryer. I like Lone Star is like, we're not just doing this for the money. We're doing it for a shitload of money. Oh, you're right. And when you're right, you're right. You're always right. Okay, we get the princess. Then what do we do? Let's see.
I was kind of talking about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combination too.
So
with
great. That's the airlock combo.
Yeah.
You got the quote from President Scroob.
I'm trying to find it right now.
I
didn't pull that one.
Dot Matrix has a virginal arm. I think for Princess Vespa, I think is hilarious. The preparing to fast forward, fast forwarding, sir. Everything is like a preparing. I love that. You have the one for?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it starts with President Scroob. Did it work? Where's the king? It worked, sir. We have the combination. Great. Now we can take every last breath of fresh air from planet Druidia. What's the combination? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yes, that's amazing. I've got the same combination on my luggage.
And Rick Moranis and Colonel Sanders look at each other. Rick Moranis is like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the kind of combination some idiot would have on their luggage. Let's see. Never underestimate the power of the Schwartz. You want to do Yogurt's little chant? Do you have that? You say it all the time. Upsy.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a spell that he needs.
Oopsie mazzies. Oopsie da. What's it supposed to say it now?
Yeah, that's right.
Oopsie daisies.
Yeah.
Do you say that all the time? I have the mega fourth wall quote right here.
Okay, go ahead.
So it starts with Colonel Sanders. Try here. Stop. What the hell am I looking at? When does this happen in the movie? Now. You're looking at now, sir. Everything that happens now is happening now. What happened to then? We passed then. When? Just now. We're at now. Go back to then. When? Now. No, I can't. Why? We missed it. When? Just now. When will then be now? Soon. How soon? Oh my God.
I love that back and forth. That's a great pairing, Rick Moranis and George Weiner. I fucking just I love this so much when they are doing the finding the princess in the prison cell, and she's singing "Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus." And then they go in, they're like, that can't be her. They look at it and like, she's a bass.
She's a bass.
I also like the when they're leaving Yogurt, they're like, will I ever see you again? He's like, who knows? God willing, we'll all meet again in Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. Let's see.
I got one last one that I definitely want to hit.
Go ahead.
And this is like kind of when like Lone Star is turning into Luke Skywalker away from the Han Solo thing.
Sure.
They're having their little lightsaber scene. Dark helmet. Before you die, there is something you should know about us, Lone Star. What? I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate. What's that make us? Absolutely nothing, which is what you are about to become.
Mm-hmm.
I love the dig at the end.
I mean, I think one of the quintessential, I mean, you and I fucking quotes that we go back millions of times. They are doing some action scenes and they're jumping through a closing door and all this stuff. And then Stephen Tobolowsky comes out as like a guard, and he is like a classic pompous guard where he's like, turn around, please. And you see the stunt doubles for every single person, which is like, I love it because it's like purely like a stunt double. Like they look just enough like him from a little bit far away. And then the cherry on top is Princess Vespa's is like a shorter guy with longer hair and smoking a cigar and a
mustache.
Yeah. And then do you want to do the Stephen Tobolowsky line? The you idiot.
You idiot! That wasn't them. That was their stunt doubles. I fucking love that.
That's one of the fucking top 10 in this
fantastic.
one. Princess Vespa gets shot in like the hair, and she's like, "He shot my hair, you son of a bitch." Then she starts to just mow down everybody, and they go, "Holy shit!" She's like, "How is that? Not bad for a girl. Hey, that was pretty good for Rambo." President Scroob is like running into the corridor, and he does his salute, but he doesn't do the wave, so he's just like doing one of those. He's like, the ship's too big. If I walk, the movie will be over. What else we got? What else? Almost done here. Put her in hover. Putting her in hover. I'm going down there. He's going down there. I wouldn't. I love this one again. Another nod to Star Trek. He comes up behind a guard trying to do the Vulcan neck pinch, and he's just like, "What the hell are you doing? The Vulcan neck pinch? Nah, stupid. You got it much too high. It's lower where the neck meets the shoulder." Then he does again, like this? Yeah! And then he fucking crumbles like a sack of potatoes. Oh my God, this is again. I'm gonna save that one actually for the last one because that's one of my favorite. The self-destruct sequence is going on, and President Scroob, Mel Brooks, is just like, "Where the hell are we? Paris?" Pizza 5000, they do like a little report of why they don't owe the money anymore. It's like Pizza the Hut. Sorry, I said Pizza 5000. Pizza the Hut became locked in his car and ate himself to death. Later, Pongo with a review of Rocky 5000 because again they're in the future. Fucking love it.
When Princess and Vespa like first meet and Lone Star. Now listen, you listen. On this ship, you're to refer to me as idiot. Not you, Captain. I mean, you know what I mean. And you will not call me you. You will never address me as you. You will call me your Royal Highness. You are a royal pain in the... And then Barb goes, "Whoa, hold it, time."
Yeah, I got... So two more. The only use of the word fuck is when they go to the self-destruct deactivation thing, and it says out of order with a little string on it, and Rick Moranis is just like, fuck! Even in the future, nothing works. And then, so as Lone Star and Moran and Helmet are going fighting back to back with the Schwartz, which is fucking great. It's like basically like a limp dick, like not a limp dick, but like basically they're
sword fight. They're sword fighting.
Yeah,
they're sword fighting.
Sword fighting with
sword fighting in the bath.
Phallic shapes.
Yep.
Basically in the bathroom. It's fine.
I got one last one.
Okay, you go and then I'll finish it up with
perfect. And this is I just love how like Dark Helmet's lines, like they're just they don't end well.
No.
So, Lone Star, now you see that evil will always triumph because good is dumb.
That's good.
That's it.
Yeah, I like that. And then this is the last. I do this all the time. I just did it fucking right before we started podding here. So Lone Star and Helmet are going back and forth, and then I think Helmet is starting to realize like, damn, Lone Star is fucking more athletic, and he's gonna fucking win. And he's like, I normally, won't take the higher road, and I always never want a fair fight. But in this case, I got to say, put her there, pal. And then he goes and he takes the ring off Lone Star's fingers, and he goes, oh, fuck, I just lost it. Sorry. Oh, I can't believe you fell for the oldest trick in the book. What a goon. Come on, man. What's with you? And then he goes to get him back, and they're like, oops. Oh, you fell for that one again. That one too.
Toss it into like a vent.
Yeah, it's fucking
floor.
great.
Something great.
And then you find out Lone Star doesn't even need that. He's got the Schwartz within him. I like this one. It just always cracks me up. It's like Lone Star gets into like this very Star Wars-esque like figment of the imagination, or like in the air, like talking to Lone Star. And he's like, I lost the ring. He's like, the ring was Bupkis. I found it in a Crack-A-Jack box. All right, so quotes are done. I know I put a thing up. It said quote overload because you had to get through it. We went fucking toe-to-toe with that. Let's do a little rundown cast here. Again, I'll just go Mel fucking Brooks. I mean, again, the guy is one of my all-times for sure. It was written by him, Thomas Meehan, and Ronnie Graham. Ronnie Graham is actually the guy who plays the minister in that. So he's a writer and also a frequent collaborator. So is Thomas Meehan with Mel Brooks. And then again, Mel Brooks plays President Scroob and Yogurt. George Winers, Colonel Sanders, Rick Moranis, Dark Helmet, Dick Van Patten, frequent collaborator, King Roland, Daphne Z, we mentioned those guys. Rudy DeLuca, again, is Vinny, and Dom DeLuise. Those are guys that are always in that shit. Michael Winslow is the radar tech. Tony Cox plays one of the Dink guys. He's in a lot of stuff like Bad Santa. He was in Beetlejuice, which we just reviewed a little bit ago. And then Stephen Tobolowsky. But let me put to you, I mean, I think, again, as I said kind of before, the movie is not the movie without Rick Moranis as Helmet.
Yeah.
But who would be like another kind of like secondary character? And let's even go, you could even like apply it to just a guy who just like absolutely just stole the scene with like the one line or one, whatever. Like, so maybe like, again, outside of definitely not Helmet, but like anybody else that you were like, well, this guy is like got to be second billing.
Probably the hold on, I have his name right here. Tim Russ.
Russ,
the dude who was combing the desert.
Gotcha.
Because
okay.
like that scene when they're like in the car and like Helmet goes into the back of it because he wasn't prepared is fucking hilarious.
Sure.
But like whenever we talk about the desert, we talk about the combing of it.
The combing of the desert.
Even though that part was also there was such a big build up to that moment too, but we remember the.
I think that quote, because of how like frequent we go back to that quote, I think that's also kind of why it. I can understand it as being like such like again a one line that was great. I would also throw Stephen Tobolowsky in that with the "you idiots." He's an them. There's a stunt double.
Yeah.
I would probably throw in. I mean, John Candy is just so fucking good as Barf. As just kind of like a bumbling guy. That's just like what John Candy is. And we talked about John Candy a bunch in this. I would also just maybe put an honorable mention. Michael Winslow is the radar tech. Just like they allowed him to go like, hey, dude, do what you get. Do what you do.
Like just
and it was perfect.
Do your job. Yeah.
Absolutely perfect there. Cast done. Close the book on that. I got a couple things on soundtrack here. So there's like a Spaceballs march. Is very basic. Opening and closing credits kind of. Maybe opening, not closing. Couple songs here. Raise Your Hands by Bon Jovi. I wrote Bob Jovi right there. That was a nice autocorrect. Hot Together by the Pointer Sisters. These are like, again, it's 87, so a lot of them. The Colonel Bogey March. So that's by Kenneth Alford, but initially by F.J. Ricketts. This is the one that you definitely remember. I have it actually queued up here because I want to. So anything other soundtrack?
So I like that because it was John Morris who did a lot of the sounding for it, and I just think that like having him come into the movie for that just sells the spoof so much more.
Yeah, having like legitimate people do it for sure.
Yeah.
I want to get to one part real quick. Sorry.
Oh, when they're walking in, like the dink dinks
Yes.
or whatever, and they're walking in, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to play that one part because that's fucking great. So again, by Kenneth Alford, initially by F.J. Ricketts. That's an old fucking song. Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen, which is again I think just sung by Daphne Zuniga in that moment. Spaceballs, the song. It's a Spaceballs. Watch out, this is a Spaceballs.
Oh, and just a special mention. When they win at the end, the head of Mega Maid, which the ship turns into Mega Maid to suck out the air with a giant vacuum, it explodes, and then the head lands on Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, so again, another tie-in.
Why not?
And you got the quote for there?
No.
Oh, it's like they're zooming in with binoculars, and they go, Spaceballs? Oh, shit. There goes the planet. And then I got Hello My Baby by Joseph Howard. That's the little alien skit going on there. And then I honestly, they feature the timpani when like they're doing like grand.
What's the timpani?
That is the larger drum. It's got like a steel outside. It's about yay big, and you see the guy, like one of the not henchmen, but like troopers in this. He's got the helmet on, but a full tuxedo. And they pan over to him like when they're just like doing anything grand, like right when Mega Maid transforms to make it more grandiose.
Yeah.
Just don't. So I like when they just kind of feature any timpani. I think it works very well. I also like the shot of them showing that there's a timpani player employed by them. Let's get into because I'm good on soundtrack. Just checking things off right now. We're in the fucking home stretch here.
There we are.
Spinoffs, prequels, and sequels. Okay, so there is, we'll just mention, a Spaceballs 2 coming out. This is about 40 years after the original.
Yeah.
My thing with this is, and the same thing happened with the TV show, which I did mention on the Young Frankenstein episode, is that they made a History of the World revival for History of the World, and then they did also something with I think another one of Mel Brooks's thing is they brought it back. He is basically like a producing credit, but he is not involved in it. He's not directing. He's like 98 years old, so he's an old guy. He's not doing all that stuff. He did make a cameo in it, but he's not writing. I'm sorry, he's not directing. He's not acting in it. So to me, I'm not too much into those. I will watch it, but obviously Spaceballs 2, no idea what avenue they would be going for that. It's tough because it's a parody, so you could really go anywhere.
I mean, I kind of hope they go like current political climate because that would be, and just put it up in space.
Yeah, I mean
just
that could
put
work.
it up in space.
Definitely. This was my guys. My thing about this is that I never noticed this in the very opening credits. Starts with Chapter 11 because obviously again it's spoofing Star Wars.
Like Chapter 11 bankruptcy?
No.
I know.
Yes, that was funny. But yeah, it says like Chapter 11, same thing as like Star Wars was like Chapter 4, 5, 6, whatever. What about the other 10? Like I kind of wish that they maybe did a sequel to Spaceballs earlier on, like in the 90s or something like that. There's so many different actors, like in terms of like thinking of like a recasting couch, but like there's just a lot of actors in the 90s that you could have interchanged into like, hey, this is going to be like, again, a comedic spoof. They did a lot of spoofs in like the early 2000s that honestly, frankly, were shit. I'm not saying to like necessarily go that way. This just seems like, again, it's like a spoof that works so well. I think honestly just with the content of like it's a space movie, it kind of can be funky and like, hey, we're doing things. Sci-fi can always like lend itself to be, we can do whatever, and there's not going to be really a lot of picking nits or like, hey, why is this happening? This doesn't work. Anything else with spin-offs, prequels, sequels?
So I made one for each.
Okay.
So for the spinoff, I want to see like from the priest.
Ronnie Graham.
Yeah. I want to see him in like some sort of maybe like sitcom situation, like a 20 to 24 minute kind of episode, you know. And then like sometimes it can be like more story focused. Sometimes it can just be like a whole wedding. But like, you can spoof weddings for forever, and he's fucking hilarious.
Oh, it's so good.
That'd be sick.
R.I.P. Because obviously a lot of these guys, I don't even want to go through all of the list.
I just realized mine are impossible because two of them are no longer with us.
But this is the beauty of it, is that we're doing this as just simply whatever the fuck you want to do. We can do it. This is all fictitious. This is all whatever would be the greatest thing if you could have a time machine and go back and do it. So that works absolutely. Switcheroo or crossover. I definitely put like some of the other Mel Brooks movies. Obviously, they did kind of a spoof in History of the World where they did. It was called Jews in Space, and they obviously went really heavy into the Jewish stuff there. But like I said, it was just like a throwaway thing at the end of the movie that was like, oh, History of the World Part 2. Like, these are the other things you're going to see coming. So I don't see those as like, it could operate within that, but like, obviously I don't want that. Like, I want the Spaceballs intertwining within History of the World, I think would work very well. I also just had, for the Coneheads movie, I think I could easily see them, Spaceballs kind of in the background or in another scene.
I've never seen Coneheads.
It's not, you know what I will say, man? It's not one that's like, if you don't see it before you die, like, you're terrible, but like...
I thought that was going to be some fighting
No.
words.
I think, though, it's good. It's very good with Dan Aykroyd. I'm a Dan Aykroyd guy for sure. So I think Dan Aykroyd, for sure, it's one of his best movies because it just kind of lets him be a weirder type of guy. So again, I'm not saying you have to see it, but I would say if you end up like having a night and you're like, oh fuck, Coneheads, I'm sure you're gonna find pieces of it. I mean, Chris Farley's in it. He's great. Michael McKean's,
that's a good start for the cast.
Michael McKean's in it, definitely. I think maybe not David Spade. There's a bunch of people in it, though. It's pretty good. Anything for a Switcheroo crossover?
So my initial one was Starship Troopers.
Ah, okay.
Just because it's kind of in space, and I just think that would be really cool. And then like they could come. So now you've got like a Luke Skywalker kind of character. He can come in and be like a commander and use the Schwartz to fight the bugs or something.
I would just add in is like, I think that could definitely work as long as you just dampen down the bugs and stuff are pretty vicious in Starship Troopers. Like, you just need to dampen those down a little bit, but I think it could still work.
Because it's like clone troopers. They're like the clone troopers.
Right, yeah. But I see where you're going with it. I think that just the viciousness of the bugs doesn't play too well into a comedy like, hey, the Schwartz, and then rips a person apart. It's like, oh, okay. Any other switcheroos?
So right when we saw the plaid thing, and we kind of saw, I was like, oh, like Interstellar. It reminded me of like when they're like in that fourth dimension. So I think it'd be hilarious if they go to plaid, and then they're in Interstellar.
Yeah,
like
okay.
They're with Matthew McConaughey, like in that fifth dimension or whatever.
Just in like the background of like, oh shit.
Yeah. I think that'd be awesome.
This isn't where I parked my car. Euro trip. All right, last one here, picking Nits and others. I would say the 80s graphics at times, this is when I have a problem with it, is like some of the graphics look very good. Like for the time, it worked very well. Mm-hmm. And then others were like, oh, like the zooming in, which we'll just segue into it, but like when Helmet does his ring thing into the guy's crotch because he went over his helmet, like that beam and the tractor beam look kind of shitty, but then like the lightsaber looked all right, and like the space lasers, I was like, it looked fine. And then some of the other things were kind of like, oh, like you guys could have done.
It reminded me a lot of kind of like OG Star Wars kind of thing.
Definitely,
like they didn't really keep up with the times at that point.
Yeah, I can understand that. But you were having a question though about like picking Nits and others. It fills into this category. So what was the question?
Thank you for asking. First off. Second off, what is he doing to their nuts?
Yeah.
What is the beam doing? There's so many things. I've heard so many.
They're obviously in pain, but I'm interested to hear what other things.
Are they?
Dude, he's crying out.
Well,
I mean, I don't think that's up for debate.
We'll discuss.
He's crying out for sure.
So, but what if he has to go to just the bathroom so bad?
Oh, that would like a shrinking of your bladder.
Like, shrink it or just fill it up. to the
filling
point
it
where
up.
it kind of expands. You're kind of like you're in shambles.
Yeah.
Because that's happened.
I would think it is either a shrinking process or like it's maybe a play on Darth Vader as like choking, but he chokes the other neck. I mean, it could be, but like it is kind of you maybe want to see. Honestly, I could do with like another scene of like Helmet's other powers, like
I would love to
like
see his
parodying
other
like
powers.
Darth Vader's like stuff. And
Can he do Force lightning?
yeah, well that's more Palpatine, right? But I'm assuming Darth Vader could do it.
Probably
Yeah.
lightsaber throw.
That would be cool. So the like they didn't really do any spacesuits. I don't know if that was maybe a money constraint.
I mean, they didn't follow anything about space. Like that whole Ludicrous speed scene
yeah,
was physically
impossible.
Yeah.
I'm not going so much in there, and I'm not going like, oh, you need to do it. But like, I found it odd that like the diner scene is like just people walk around in space, and then the Barf going down the ladder into the Mercedes to get Princess Vespa is like they're just like in space.
Casually.
Like, hey, we're just walking around like it's fucking Tuesday. The robot in a desert, like, you know, again, I'm not going to picky-nit this one apart, but I'm like, that is literally the worst place for a robot. And I just thought back to Star Wars, too. I'm like, how the fuck do robots survive in a desert? Like, you're going to get sand in there. You're going to fucking malfunction.
I mean, they're pretty like walled off.
Oh, I guess
like
so.
there's not
Okay.
like a lot of like cracks and
I would
crevices.
think, yeah, I could just see like a wear and tear thing. Like, okay, you get sand in there, like that's tough to clean. Like water, sand is not going to be good for robots' innards. But I
R2D2
understand.
is like a master droid, so let's not shit on my heroes.
Okay, calm it down. Why would you still carry the luggage box after you dump the industrial? Like they dumped it out and they started carrying it again.
I don't know, but because then Barf is like, he's like, man, I can carry 3 of these.
Yeah, and then
I
you
don't
like
know.
you burn it later, but I'm like, you didn't think of that at the time. You would have thought just like, hey, I'm not carrying this shit anymore. This is not a picky nit. I'm done with picky nits, but I'll just say the others is like the Spaceballs items that were branded Spaceballs, like Spaceballs the toilet paper, Spaceballs the towel, like all that shit is fucking. I love that. Like, if I could have like had the wherewithal to like get some like. I know they didn't do merchandise for it, but I'm sure like people like made stuff where like, hey, here's a Spaceballs like thing for the whatever for a cosplay thing or whatever. I wish I would have grabbed something like that, just like that as a piece, or like
That'd be pretty
I have
dope.
Spaceballs of toilet paper right here.
That'd be
That'd
incredible.
be dope. But all right, man, we have talked for a long ass time
We
here.
have.
We just finished Spaceballs. Any final thoughts before we get to rating, streaming it, and the like?
No, I'm good.
Excellent. Spaceballs is fucking great fucking movie. Your regular co-host here, we're gonna go and shock the world. Not really shock the world, but this is a note. This is one of the Mel Brooks films that I would say again. There's like 4 or 5 that I would think like you should own it because it's great parody film or it's a great comedic film, and Mel Brooks does just great in a lot of his films too. I like his acting a lot. So I go with an own, and this one is a special place in my heart for sure. This is a 10. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it for me. It is one that, again, as you kind of said, like it's a stop and stare type of thing. It's on TV. I'm like, all right, I got to sit down. I got to check this out. Most often, honestly, with this movie, I'll check it out and then go, I have to now watch the whole thing because I'm like, I missed too much of the other part. I got to get back to it and all that shit. So that's mine. Own it. 10. Perfect 10. I don't know if there's going to be a sound effect in here, but if there is. What do you got, man?
Definitely own it. We do own it.
Right.
And also a perfect 10 for me as well because it's fucking perfect.
Yeah.
It's funny as shit in every way. And our picky nits weren't even picky nits.
Yeah,
They're just like
yeah. We were
it's a
talking about
spoof
it.
movie.
It's tough. It's tough to really hone in. Like even the stuff that I put as a picking it, I'm just like I just kind of mention it, but it really doesn't deter me from the movie or whatever. I think comedies in general will not have a whole lot of pickiness, but also I think that they're definitely a thing that you could like if you pick it apart enough, then you're just taking yourself out of the movie, and then you ruin the movie for yourself. You're watching this movie as just like a simple comedy, and I think that's why it works so well. It's just this is to sit down and laugh about just bullshit, crazy things that you're like, okay, this is fucking what I want to watch to laugh. So, Spaceballs done in the books. Episode 110, part 2. I want to thank Adam for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Again, not first, but many other episodes will fucking definitely have you on in one capacity or another. Still talking about some fantasy football here in the next couple weeks. Best of luck on the rest of your season.
Thank you.
And
as well.
again, I will see you like week 13, which could be a real big game.
That could be pivotal.
That could be a pivotal game there. So we'll keep you updated for that. The Journeymen Lounge podcast will ride again